The principal's shadow. Every day at 10:15 a.m., when the bell for second period rang, my stomach would tie itself into a knot. I knew what was waiting for me in the C-Wing hallway. It was a ritual of humiliation that I had to perform 5 days a week. I'd grip my backpack straps until my knuckles turned white, take a deep breath, and step into the crowd. And then, like clockwork, I'd feel it. A heavy, intentional shoulder check that would send me stumbling into the cold metal lockers. The sound of my books hitting the floor was the soundtrack to my sophomore year. Jason would always be there, towering over me with that jagged, arrogant smirk. He didn't even try to hide it. He'd just say, "Watch it, klutz," loud enough for everyone to hear, and then he'd saunter away. The first time I stood up for myself, I thought the system would work. I followed him, shouting that I'd had enough. A teacher appeared out of nowhere, but she didn't grab Jason. She grabbed my arm. I was marched straight to the main office, my heart hammering against my ribs. I actually felt a sense of relief. I thought, finally, someone is going to see what he's doing. I sat in that uncomfortable plastic chair in the waiting room, rehearsing my speech. I was going to tell the truth. But when the door opened, the man behind the desk wasn't just the administrator of the school. He was the man who sat at the head of Jason's dinner table. Principal Miller looked at me over his spectacles with a cold, practiced indifference. I started to explain the shoving, the tripping, and the months of bruises. But before I could finish a sentence, he held up a hand. "Now, let's be reasonable," he said, his voice smooth and dripping with fake concern. "My son tells me you have a bit of a temper. He says you're always in his way, looking for a confrontation. Maybe you're the one who needs to learn how to walk in a straight line." I looked at the teacher who had brought me in. She wouldn't meet my eyes. She just stared at a spot on the carpet. That was the moment the floor fell out from under me. I realized that in this building, the truth didn't matter. Justice was tied to a bloodline. Jason wasn't just a bully. He was an extension of the crown. For the rest of the year, I became a ghost. I took the long way to class, I skipped bathroom breaks, and I learned to press my back against the wall whenever I saw him coming. I realized that the hardest part wasn't the physical pain of the lockers. It was the silence of the adults who were paid to protect us. I spent every day counting the minutes until the final bell, realizing that some people don't have to follow the rules because they're the ones who write them.